there are not enough light workers on our planet. So the easiest and fastest way to access a light frequency energy is by being in love. Loving yourself unconditionally, loving your biological family unconditionally, and loving every brother and sister in your spiritual family unconditionally, without limitations, without fears, without judgments, without prejudices. This always brings you to that light frequency, and you become, you contribute to the accumulation of light energy in our planet. Though in that moment when you are learning, you must take a few seconds to listen to that feedback from within. What is that inner voice telling you? And so you always listen to that voice first and last. It talks about the journey of humanity in these times. We have powerful pachacutis, which are sacred cycles of time of 500 years, of 2,000 years, of 12,000 years. And our ancestors were able to keep track in a calendar form through their prophecies and through their sacred myths and stories about the journey of humanity from the time of the beginnings.
Hi, everyone. My name is Vicki from It's Your Time. And over here is my lovely co-host, Dawna.
Hello, everybody. It's your time for Puma. I'm so excited. We have my most favorite teacher in my whole life is here.
Thank you, Dawna. Thank you, Vicki. Very happy to be here.
Oh, I'm
we are honored.
We are. And for everyone watching, this is Puma Fredy Quispe Singona, and he is where I found him was on the Shift Network, and he began training with his grandfather, the late Don Maximo, after being struck by lightning at the age of 6. Learning and mastering the Andean traditions and rituals of the rainbow lineage from the Inca people of Chintero. Puma conveys a profound respect for Pachamama, Mother Earth, and ancestral plant medicine. He facilitates ceremonies to support our global consciousness awakening, which is how I found him, and has been featured in books and films about the Andean medicine path. Since the age of 15, Puma has attended international conferences, has led gatherings for spiritual leaders and young indigenous leaders around the world. And his mission is to continue his grandfather's legacy by sharing the wisdom and the medicine of his ancestral indigenous culture in his own unique, inspiring, and heartfelt way. As a co-creator of Puma Adventures, he and a family of inspiring teachers and guides host retreats and lead groups on spiritual journeys to sacred ancient sites for self-realization, transformation, and healing. He is also the founder of Nokankani Global Community Center in his hometown village of Chinchero, where the local people as well as the greater global community can study and learn about the timeless Andean ways, culture, nature-based wisdom that have been passed down for thousands of years and will continue for generations to come. And I can't, wow, that's a lot. You really do a lot. So, yeah. So what we wanted to do would be to ask you if you have a story to start with, because stories are always the best way to start.
Thank you so much, Dawna. I'd like to begin. We live in a culture of sacred offerings, and all our life service is an offering of love for our family, for our community globally. So I'd like to begin sending powerful blessings for each one of you from this sacred land, from the Andes, specifically from this community of Chinchero up in the highlands above the sacred valley of the Incas. And when we light up our black tobacco, the white smoke carries the prayers of our ancestors. It carries the love essence of this sacred land, bringing to you powerful healing, blessings, and protection from whatever dense, heavy energies that there may be in the collective energy field. So I'd like to begin with that, and then I will share a beautiful story of the Andes. Blessings for you, my beautiful brothers and sisters. Very happy to be in this beautiful podcast with my dear Dawna and my sister Vicki. The story I want to share with you, it's about the condor and the hummingbird. And this story is a oral tradition that was passed on generation after generation as a story or as a myth, actually is so profound that it actually has its physical manifestation on a whole mountainside on Ollantaytambo, where we have the condor carved on a whole mountainside and the hummingbird also. So one day, the hummingbird believed that he could arrive to the realm of the gods like the condor. The condor was the only king of the skies that could arrive to the realm of the gods. No other bird could. He was the highest flying bird on the planet. And one day the hummingbird believed that he could also arrive to the realm of the gods. So he went to visit the condor and said, "Dear king of the skies, I have a challenge for you. I'd like to challenge you to a flight to the realm of the gods, to the heavens." And the condor said, "Please, hummingbird, don't even think about it. It is impossible for you to arrive to the realm of the gods. Give up and return to your errands." And the hummingbird said, "Dear condor, you are a royal bird. You're supposed to accept the challenge." And the condor said, "No, it's going to hurt you. You're going to hurt yourself in the trying. You can't arrive to the realm of the gods." And one last try, the hummingbird said, "Please, I believe I can arrive to the realm of the gods. Allow me to challenge you to a flight." And the condor said, "Okay, tomorrow morning before sunrise, I'm going to gather all the winged ones, all the bird kingdom, and I want them to witness your failure so that they don't ever dare challenge me to a flight to the realm of the gods." And so the hummingbird was very happy. They decided they were going to take flight right at sunrise. Just before sunrise, all the birds are gathered, and the condor arrives. Everybody is very excited about this powerful flight challenge. And it's sunrise time, it's past sunrise time, and the hummingbird doesn't show up. So all the other animals are saying, maybe the hummingbird took a head start. And the condor said, "Poor hummingbird, he's not going to make it through the freezing cold winds. He'll probably die." Other birds said, "Maybe the hummingbird gave up." And the condor said, "Then it would be a wise decision because at least he will live." And so when the condor programs its flight to the realm of the gods, it always flies to the realm of the gods. So it starts flying in spirals, gliding, and all the birds are joining him in that sacred flight. The only bird that is allowed to fly above the condor is the hawk. The only bird that is allowed to fly with the condor is the eagle, and all the other birds fly below. Eventually, as they're soaring high to the skies, the last bird seen flying in the clouds is the condor and the eagle. All the other birds, including the hawk, had to return. And when the condor arrives to the realm of the gods, and as soon as he arrived, out of the blue, this hummingbird comes up and says, "So you arrived, condor." And the condor is in shock. The condor is so surprised. The condor says, "What? How is this possible? How did you do it?" And the hummingbird says, "I'm here. I arrived." And so the condor says, "Let me take you to the gods. They need to witness what you were capable of." So when the hummingbird was taken to the gods, the main chief god was the sun god. And the sun god said to the hummingbird, "What you have achieved is grand. From now on, wherever you go, you will carry the medicine of leadership, creativity, and initiative. You will be a messenger of the gods. You will give the message of the sacred divine." And touch the hummingbird in the back. Ever since its name in Quechua was Qente, because it means it was burned by divine fire. That's why they have that black spot on their back. And the hummingbird is very happy. He's receiving many blessings, all the congratulations. And the condor says, "We need to return. We need to go back to the earth, and we need to show all the winged ones that you are capable of this great, great challenge and win it." So the hummingbird says, "Awesome, but I want to ride your tail again." So they return, and all the birds celebrated him. The message of the divine and the gods was shared with all the winged ones. But the condor, ever since, was the most powerful vehicle for ascending to the realm of the gods. So this little bird could achieve such a huge challenge thanks to the help of the condor. And that's why the metaphor of the story was, some of us are hummingbirds, we feel small, and when we see the biggest challenges, we may give up. But when we feel that we can do it, we will have a whole condor that can carry us to these achievements, to this success. And some of us are condors who have a sacred nature, who have the capacity to help others, and we will help others, smaller beings, achieve their enlightenment, achieve their connection to the gods. So all the other birds were celebrating him and receiving the message of the divine. They were very happy in the earth for the hummingbird, for being such a powerful leader and having taken on a huge task and succeeded in achieving it. So this is the story of the condor and the hummingbird. The beautiful part is there is a condor facing south on a whole mountainside in the sacred valley of Ollantaytambo. Right behind the tail, they carved a long-beaked bird, which is the hummingbird, riding the tail of the condor. So literally this myth was written in stone on a whole mountainside, because it's the showing the condor and the hummingbird having returned of their flight to the realm of the gods.
Wow. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. And that means so much in with our like east, west, north, south that we do. East being hummingbird and west being condor. That is so beautiful. Thank you so much, Puma. Oh boy. And
So all of us, no matter how small we are, can get to the realm.
that's
Yes.
right. That's right. And the condor turned out to be nice. He understood it was a big feat. Yeah. So
And,
yeah,
and that some of us are in the capacity to be condors to help that powerful communion and connection. And some of us are hummingbirds. And we need the support of the condor to achieve those powerful enlightenments, self realizations, and connection with the divine.
beautiful. That's so true. I love that. So yeah, there are so many things that we were talking about. One thing being the Pachacudi prophecy for what is happening now?
This one is a very important prophecy, dear Dawna, because it talks about the journey of humanity in these times. We have powerful Pachacutis, which are sacred cycles of time of 500 years, of 2,000 years, of 12,000 years. And our ancestors were able to keep track in a calendar form through their prophecies and through their sacred myths and stories about the journey of humanity from the time of the beginnings. Apparently, every 500 years, there is a powerful renewal, there's a powerful transformation process for human life, for human consciousness, for human awakening. And every 2,000 years, there is a greater cycle of receiving a sacred program or a special direction through which humanity needs to go. And every 12,000 years, we go through a process of a whole civilization's renewal. And then there is more. There are, of course, Pachacutis that can involve so many more years. And a lot of those calendars are still present on whole mountainsides in the coast mountains and some part of the Amazon here in this part of Peru. Although that land where these civilizations used to live were part of Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil, Bolivia, and part of Chile, including Peru. So it was a great part of South America. And in these Pachacutis, we have completed the 500-year cycle ever since the arrival of the Spaniards and the conquest, where the whole ways of life completely transformed in the Andes. And we are now entering into this new millennia with beautiful awakening processes, powerful healing processes, great changes that are going to affect not only the people here in the Andes, but throughout the planet. The main Pachacuti speaks of a time where our ancestors have broken many cosmic laws, and they were conditioned in order to stay here on Mother Earth. They were all going to be wiped out. All of these civilizations were going to be wiped out because they put the life of Mother Earth in danger with their technologies, with their corruption, many things that have happened thousands of years ago. And some seeds of that humanity was saved and was seeded in different parts of our planet, which are the most important civilizations we have in the last 12,000 years. And the only condition for them to continue be here on Mother Earth was every generation is going to be less evolved than the last. So for thousands of years, we were going through a process of being less evolved, like being put to sleep. And the prophecy says that by these times, in the beginnings of this new millennia, by 2012, around that time, this program is changed. Suddenly, every generation will be better than the last. Suddenly, every generation will be more awake than the last. From that time of transformation, only one generation has arrived already into these new times. And so we are still living in times where we can witness the last of the worst of humanity and the first of the best of humanity. So it was a very powerful time of evolution of human consciousness, returning to discovering ancient and powerful technologies that was going to help the life of our family, of our community throughout the planet, and therefore become powerful foundation for our new life on this planet. So literally, we're living in times where new humanity is being breeded, is being sent, and the powerful evolution of human consciousness is happening. So it's a very powerful times in which we're in. And this sacred Pachacuti, we're right in that point of transition right now. So we are guardians, we're stewards, we're witnesses of this new human consciousness. And we get to see the powerful process of transformation of how life is going to change here on Pachamama.
That's wonderful. I love how we can see all of it. The old leaving and the new coming in. So what upcoming, we have the equinox next week. What should we do to prepare for that, or what should we do on the equinox? People that aren't necessarily Mesa carriers, or people that want to assist the universe and assist Pachamama.
So for us, every portal of the equinox, every portal of the solstice are powerful portals of transformation and powerful healing. So it's coming up in this month, the 21st of June is in the Northern Hemisphere, your summer solstice, and here in the South is our winter solstice. Our Father Sun has journeyed as far north as possible. And because we're so close to the equator, this was actually very well marked in very ancient astronomical observatories. And as of the 21st of June, the sun will start traveling south. And these are times when we need to bring a closing to difficult processes of suffering, of struggle, of difficulties. We're constantly going through so much for our family, for our community globally. And these portals of June 21st, this portal of the solstice, is going to be a time to say thank you for the cycles we've had. As difficult as they might have been, they made us more resilient. They gave us more wisdom. They made us stronger. They made us more courageous, but most resilient. And welcome a new time. And the new time, as the sun starts traveling south, it's going to be celebrated as a powerful point of balance and equilibrium on the 22nd of September, 21st of September. These are the times of the equinox, and the sun always had three doorways. No, the one doorway in the north, which was for us the winter solstice, the one doorway in the south, which was the summer solstice, and the window in the center, which are the equinoxes of March and September. In each of these times, in a solar year cycle, we have four portals for powerful renewal, where we give thanks for what no longer serves us, and we liberate it, and we welcome for whatever we're needing in our lives. So we can ask with our prayers to manifest more inner peace, more harmony, more healing, more power of will, whatever that we're needing in our lives, we can manifest in these powerful portals of the sun. And especially this one coming up in June is a very powerful one for the Andean people in the Southern Hemisphere, because it's like the beginning of a new year. And, for us, it begins in June. For you, it begins in December in the north with the winter solstice. So it's a very powerful time for us to pray for our global family, for our global community, to have a time to be in meditation, in contemplation of our life process, what it has been in the past, how all of it has helped us to arrive to this point in our lives. And it's strengthening us. It's giving us a push start towards a new life, towards new cycles and new processes. And, it's always abundant, is always infinite, the possibilities. So we're very grateful always for these powerful portals, and we use them always in ceremony. So we'll be in ceremony, connecting with the family, with the community, creating sacred offerings with the prayers, with the intentions of our brothers and sisters. And we do that, thousands of people in this part of South America will be in ceremony in these days. Some of them in ceremony and rituals that have been kept for thousands of years. Some of them receiving the blessings of our ancestors in astronomical observatories that have been marking these sacred solstice times on whole valleys, on whole mountains as astronomical observatories. And the lights and the shadows point to the eyes of the puma, the condor, sacred animals like the llama, which represent the awakening of new service on our planet. We always believe we are here to be in love. And when we're in love, we can be of best service to our family, to our community. So when the eyes of these sacred animals are lit up on whole mountainsides, that means our service here in our planet is being renewed. That means our soul agreements and soul contracts are being renewed. So we still have a way of living in these powerful time cycles that our ancestors have programmed for thousands of years. This is still part of our living traditions and our ways.
Wow. That's so much. Wow. And do you have anything on your website that people could join in? We can put the link in if you have anything special.
In nokankani.com, we will share a powerful solstice ceremony with all of our global family, our global community, and you can all participate and send your prayers. We ask for reciprocal contribution for the family, for the community. I will actually be transmitting this ceremony this time, not from the Andes. I will be in the land of the Nordic traditions and lineages in Denmark. So on the 21st of June, 22nd of June, we're connected in sacred ceremony from those sacred lands.
Oh, how wonderful. That's beautiful. I love that. Oh, wow. So, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that adds a whole different global dimension to the solstices at that time. Yeah.
That's wow. And that's putting like two solstices together, the northern and the southern hemisphere together. I was just thinking about that when you were speaking, and how we're connected somewhat with Amrit Sandhu, who's in Australia, and how it just hit me that, I'm trying to bring, I don't know about Vicki, but I'm trying to bring the two together. And then you said that's exactly it. That's so exciting. How wonderful. So, how about nowadays and Vicki and I are always talking about sovereignty and, stay in your own power and know your heart and stay in your heart energy and in unity. So do you have any kind of advice or anything to tell us about sovereignty and unity?
Yes, dear Dawna, here in the Andes, we have a saying: you listen to yourself first and last. And grandfather used to, share these powerful stories like of the animals, of the mountains, of people, of families. Everything that is passed on in oral tradition was passed on as powerful stories. And somewhere in the middle of these powerful stories, he used to say, "Are you listening to yourself?" And I was always asking him, "What do you mean? I'm listening to your story." And grandfather would say, whenever there is a powerful wisdom, a sacred teaching being shared, there is a process of receiving a feedback from within. There is a process that is, making sense, it's analyzing, it's understanding, it's comprehending whatever story you're listening to. And that voice from within is the truth. So grandfather always used to say, in life, you will always learn from your brothers, from your sisters, and even from the people you least think of. Though in that moment when you are learning, you must take a few seconds to listen to that feedback from within. What is that inner voice telling you? And so you always listen to that voice first and last. So self-sovereignty and self-governance is very important here in the Andes. And that's why we still have communities that are very autonomous, and they still decide the way they're going to live. They still maintain ancient traditions that were kept alive for thousands of years. So that sacred autonomy, that sacred sovereignty is very, very important. Mm-hmm. And, that's the wisdom that I'd like to share with you is that one, that you must always listen to yourself first and last.
That's so simple and so perfect. That's beautiful. I love how you put things into words. That's so great. So, and what do you have that you could tell people about everyday rituals and ways to keep themselves grounded and to be able to give also, to give and receive, not just for yourself, but because a lot of people that watch us are they're what's called light workers, I guess they say, or shaman, or mesa carriers, or healers. They have different names for all these people, and so everyone seems to be on the path of the condor, I guess, where we want to help. So yeah. So do you have some advice for us on that, or a story? I love the stories.
So my advice for my global family, for my global community is we must always vibrate in the highest frequencies, because there are two vibrations, there are two frequencies of energy. And while we're here in the earth, we must live with the day and the night, with the good and the bad, with the negative and the positive, with the light and the dense energies. So it's the nature of life here on Mother Earth. And as we are connecting with these powerful energies, it is very important for us to vibrate in the highest frequencies. Not acknowledging or not honoring the low frequencies or the heavy energies, simply because there is over thousands of years, many generations accumulate or so much light energy or so much heavy energy. But what needs to exist here on our planet is absolute balance. And we're living in times where there has been an accumulation of too much heavy energy, and there are not enough light workers in our planet. So we're not choosing sites because of favoritism or because of, I mean, it does benefit you to vibrate in the light frequencies because you're always in love, you're always happy. Heavy energies always, dense energies always tend to bring you difficult, hard processes. And some of us need those processes, and some of us consciously choose to work with those dense, heavy energies. But there are not enough light workers on our planet. So the easiest and fastest way to access a light frequency energy is by being in love. Loving yourself unconditionally, loving your biological family unconditionally, and loving every brother and sister in your spiritual family unconditionally, without limitations, without fears, without judgments, without prejudices. This always brings you to that light frequency, and you become, you contribute to the accumulation of light energy in our planet. The reason why that is necessary is because suddenly so many people being unconscious of these energies have been, perhaps unconsciously, but we will say some of them consciously, adding up to the heavy energy and to the dense energy. So the process in our planet became very dense, very heavy, and therefore brought a lot of struggling and suffering to our global family and our global community. So love is the vibration that liberates us, is the vibration that transforms whatever heavy energies into light frequencies, into bright, shining, powerful frequencies that not only help us, but also help everyone around us. The second practice, after being in love, after loving yourself and loving everyone unconditionally, is gratitude. You need to give thanks. I'm not saying every day. I'm saying 1,000 times a day, because you can. You need to live in deep and profound gratitude. You need to give thanks, and you can ever always give thanks for the breath of life, the miracle of life, the miracle of being here. You need to give thanks for your family. You need to give thanks for sacred nature, for the universe, for every star, for every planet affecting your well-being, affecting your path, your journey. Even in the most difficult times, you always need to give thanks because you are able to experience those while you are here and while you're here only. So these are very important practices that can bring you to that light frequency vibration. And from there, you'll be able to support family and community better, so much better. So being in love and always giving thanks, always manifesting that thank you, actually saying it. No? The other powerful practice that is necessary in order to liberate our soul from whatever stuck processes, from whatever blockages, from whatever limitations, is self-forgiveness. You need to forgive yourself in order to love yourself unconditionally. You can only love yourself unconditionally if you have forgiven yourself. Do not to carry guilt, shame, or blame, because those are the heaviest energies that we can carry in life. Once you forgive yourself, you are able to ask for forgiveness and you are able to forgive others. Those three practices would be my advice for my brothers and sisters practicing in their sacred spiritual path, being powerful condors. And, we are powerful leaders in these times. The next practice is leadership in the Andes. It's about being the foundation of the pyramid. It's being right at the bottom, holding family, holding community, holding everything in life in sacred service of unconditional love. For us, the leadership is about being very, very humble. It's about being the last, the last of the group. Like here in the Andes, a leader is the person who brings all the alpacas, all the llamas back home and make sure nobody is left behind. That level of leadership and humbleness is very important in our spiritual journey, in our spiritual path. We need to be the foundation. We need to be at the bottom, holding everyone. We need to be at the end, making sure nobody's left behind and leading everyone back home. And that home, of course, it's so vast, it's so mysterious, it's so infinite that it can represent coming back to our sacred nature, coming back to our soul essence, coming back to our physical body, because emotionally, psychologically, we're everywhere. We're in the past, we're in the future, we're already stressing, suffering, and struggling with things that haven't even happened yet. So sometimes returning home is coming back to the present, coming back to your physical body, coming back to your soul essence. So those are the practices that I'd like to share with everyone. Being in love, receiving love, giving love, being infinitely grateful ever always, and always to give thanks for the littlest and the biggest miracles we have in life. Being always humble, being always, in that sacred humbleness, and being a powerful leader, making sure we're here for our family, for our community, because this is our mission. Our mission here is to be in sacred service.
That is so true. That is so true. And all the classes that I have taken with you and with the wonderful people in all of the classes, there were many, but the one that I think is closest to my heart is when I learned the Chicana medicine. And I don't know if you can see, my mesa is way up there on the top. It's almost the same color of what you're wearing. I love that. And I love that, that I don't know why. It's earthy, I guess. But anyway, but the Chicana is the nearest and dearest to my heart. And I don't know if you want to, it integrated everything, all of the other classes that I took with you, and it integrated everything into something that I don't even know how to explain it. It was just, it condensed everything into something that I can look at and always remember everything that I need to remember, and to welcome in all of the helpers that we have, and all of the essences, and all the energies and everything. And so I did see on Gaia, I think we were talking about this beforehand, that they did a thing on sacred geometry, and they took the cubes and put them together for, first dimension, second dimension, et cetera, et cetera. And when they got to the ninth dimension, it was in the shape of the Chicana stone. And so it really is profound in my life. And I know that you have a Chicana stone in the ground somewhere in the Andes. I think you had done a story from one of the rocks there. So what do you have to tell us about the Chicana stone in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes?
And Donna, could we just see it again? Because I want to know what it
the
looks
Chicana
like.
stone?
It's better when you
Yes.
see it.
So I don't know.
So this Andean cross, we call it the Andean cross, but that is not its complete name. So to give you a little synthesis, the circle in the middle, where there is nothing, represents you. Because you are yet to be. It's a reminder that you are ever being created. You are ever being reborn. And the reason why it's empty, it's because you are nothing specific. Like you cannot know in a whole lifetime who you are. You know, you keep every day discovering, learning, recognizing, and realizing yourself in different situations, in different processes throughout life. What you know of yourself is a reference of reference. So the circle in the middle represents you, no? And then the sacred steps represent the world around you, but not only the world here on Mother Earth, but the whole universe. So the reason why this symbol is known as the Andean cross, it's because every vertical line is the line of the Southern Cross constellation. So it has a long vertical line and a short horizontal line. So every vertical line here in this sacred cross represents Cosmic Father, sacred time, divine masculine, and every horizontal line represents sacred space, Cosmic Mother. And for us, this is the origins, the beginnings of where we all come from. We cannot be here if it wasn't for time and space. We cannot be here if it wasn't for our father and our mother. We cannot be here if it wasn't for our cosmic father, cosmic mother. So these three steps represent the different realms of time and space in which we exist. And it's so vast, it's so infinite. I cannot explain it for you in 10 minutes. But what I can tell you is that the Southern Cross constellation is manifested here in this sacred symbol. And also, we believe this is a bridge. It's a portal to our sacred origins and to our soul essence. So that means when we work with this sacred geometry, when we work with this sacred symbol, we're going to be able to realize ourselves in our soul essence. And our soul essence is not our human nature. Our soul essence is timeless, it's infinite. It's been on a journey throughout the universe, not only here on this earth. So we remember who we are, we remember where we come from, we remember why we're here, and we even remember where we're going. So it's a very powerful bridge, it's a very powerful portal to self-realization, self-discovery, and a powerful communion to the I am. And you know how I am nothing. I am here, but I'm nothing. I'm nothing specific. I am yet to be. So the power of that is thanks to this universe, thanks to this sacred nature, thanks to family and community, I have the free will to choose to be whoever I want to be. And that powerful freedom is what initiates you to your enlightenment and self-realization process. And as a bridge, it connects you to the divine origins. It connects you to Cosmic Father, Cosmic Mother. It connects you to your biological parents, to the beginning of your life, your conception, your birth, your journey in life this far, and until you return everything that you have been borrowing in life, like your breath of life. You borrow the breath of life at the beginning, and then at the end, you give it back. One day you give that breath back, and you come back to the center of centers, where you cannot be a human being anymore, but you're just a soul essence that cannot be seen with these eyes, cannot be touched with these hands, but it's infinite, and it's transcendental, and it's bright light. So in some chakanas here, now they're starting to put crystals, which is beautiful because it represents the translucent, the crystal being, that you are transparent, but at the same time, the white, bright light that you are in spirit and your soul. So what's beautiful about the chakana you're wearing is that it has both. It has a divine masculine and divine feminine manifestation with the white and the black. You know, the black represents the divine feminine because it's the vast universe that can give birth, you know, that dark sky can give birth to whole suns and constellations. And the white represents the Father, which is the light that is present, you know, that is giving birth together, giving birth to new life, ever, always. So this is what the chakana represents for us. And I believe, as it was a powerful symbol here in the Andes, it is a very powerful geometrical portal and symbol in the planet. I have seen it all over India, all over Tibet, all over Mesopotamia, in Egypt. I have seen it in many, many ancient temples throughout our planet. So in some time, in the ancient ways, a lot of people had a very strong knowledge of this sacred geometry. And now what we have with the 3 steps is limited, because there are temples, pre-Incan temples, that have 7 steps. Now we understand only 3, and we believe these 3 were important for us. But there are temples with 5 steps, 7 steps, and those 7 steps ones are you finding in different parts of the planet. So this sacred symbol was once, you know, part of a global knowledge, global consciousness, global science. So here in the Andes, we still maintain it as a powerful portal to the I am.
That is everything that you just said is what it opened me up to everything, and helped me to be able to center myself easily so that I can help others. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, it was a beautiful explanation.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
As far as the classes that you still have many classes on the Shift Network, and you now have your it's like a visitation. You have people, I can't think of the word, groups coming to Peru. This is your newest thing?
Actually, it's not a newest thing. We've been running retreats for over 15 years.
Oh,
And that's actually that actually was my first activity as a healer, to work with our global family that would come here and experience a completely different experience of Peru, its culture, and its ancestral lineage and wisdom. So it was only in the pandemic times that the Shift Network opened up for me to be able to, you know, come online and connect with our global family in this way. And I love it. So it's become also a part of my main transmissions and teaching. Right now with the Shift Network, we're doing a training program for 18 weeks, which is a beautiful training work with powerful energy work and learning the wisdom of our ancestors about working with energy, specifically understanding the life systems, life programs, powerful healing energies of the universe, the cosmos, and sacred nature, and accessing them. And in Nopalcani site, we always have some teachings from me and other powerful healers that are constantly sharing about different powerful programs for healing, for training powerful healers, self-realization, connection to soul retrievals, and mostly working with the divine feminine energies, which are very important nowadays, because as well as we need more light workers, we need to lift up the frequency of the divine feminine, you know, as for hundreds of years it's been oppressed. Yeah. So that's just part of our balancing work we're doing. And so I love doing retreats, but when I'm in retreats, I can't be here online. So I'm doing a beautiful balance of both now.
Oh, nice. Okay. And in this new the new class that it's starting next week. Is it? Okay. I
It
think
already
so.
started.
Oh, it
Yes.
already started. Uh-oh. Oh,
But
I
you can
missed.
catch up.
Okay. Okay. I didn't get an email about that. I'll have to look again. But it talks about plant medicine. What I mean, not that I don't need you to give the class, but I'm just wondering, like ayahuasca and that sort of thing. Are a lot of people here aren't able to do that.
This one is not about plant medicines.
Ah,
This one is mainly about energy work, energy healing, and understanding the powerful energetics of sacred nature, Mother Earth.
okay.
So it's completely different to what we've done before. We're not doing any mesa work. We're not doing any medicine work.
Ah,
Specifically about understanding the living, conscious, intelligent forces of Mother Earth.
okay. Thank you. All right. I got to get caught up on that one. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, it does. Definitely
And-
helping Puma and his community, and you're helping yourself, and you're helping your own community by doing these things. So
Yeah, and I will say that the ship network has a lot of easily accessible classes and things to join that are not very expensive. So it's a great place to find something that speaks to you.
that's very true. That's very true. So wow. So did you have any last words, Puma, before we go?
Just infinite gratitude, dear Dawna, dear Vicki, and to all of our brothers and sisters who are connected. Sending you so much love from the Andes. You know, here you have a brother who is always in ceremony.
Yes.
It's part of our life ever since I was 6 years old, to be praying, to be sending lots of light energy to our family, to our community globally. And just to say thank you for this opportunity, for this beautiful time of sharing, Dawna. You know, when we envisioned that, it was beautiful, and the oracle immediately said yes. So I'm very grateful that we were able to do it, and just sending so much love, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Puma.
Thank you. We're so grateful.
Puma.
Yes.
So it's your time for Puma. This has been beautiful, Puma.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm sure that everyone was enthralled through this whole interview. I'm so excited. So
Yeah, the energy that was put out was
incredible.
yes.
It always is. It always is. All right. I'll see you in the next class, Puma. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello.
Thank you. All right.
Ciao.
It's your time.